Games, board games. I might be talking about board games, but I'm not gonna shout. I am starting off this streaming with a little bit of singing, and today you can see the Thames. I have come here to play some games. Over there you can see the London Eye. Where is it? Where is it? Where do I spy the London Eye? Oh, there it is. Do you? We are just side on. Anyway, this is not the best song. I will hopefully wander around and show you some of the things that I've played this that can be found. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. I am here at the Somerset House, and I think it's maybe just about starting to open. And you can see, here it's like being covered by this tarpaulin to make sure that it's still available. This door. Oh, this door is open, and so I can go in. What to say? Yes, if I cut out for some reason, like maybe the reception isn't so good, then I apologise, and I will probably just stop it as soon as I can. But I'm hoping to show you a little bit of what's going on through that door. Before we get to it, let's talk about recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights. Recent highlights, playing games and other delights. Recent highlights. So the recent highlights is like just playing so many amazing games. There was Pong, where you actually had to move your body to control the bat, but then each time you won a point, you could make it unfair and make it easier for you and harder for the other player. Like a case of how the rich get richer. It was really interesting. Hamish McPherson had a thing about loads of chairs being stacked. Robin Baumgarten, like there was, button mashing and showing the votes and showing the disparity between the percentage votes and the seats won. And yeah, there's like so much stuff that I'm going to show you, hopefully. Brilliant thing. What's the little thing which is brilliant? The brilliant thing today is going to be, sun. Sun is lovely. Sun makes me smile. And so I'm going to go in and see. So this is this. And you can see here, there's this big space with people who have created their own city. So people put dots around and then connect them. And then they're talking about how the different city is. So it's like a game of collaborative storytelling. And at the start, this was really fun to just do this on. But now it's actually a place for people to hang things up. There are video games, as you can see, they're all turned off. Because why would you leave them on overnight? It's only opening in like an hour. Here is a game by Hua Young, a good friend. And this game is like all about people and creating connections. This one is like about the city making that I mentioned. This one is my game Seize the Power. And this is, it says parlor games. So there are parlor games, by which it means role-playing games, all sorts of things. And here you can see all the big wooden objects that are normally outside. So yes, these are lots of fun to play with. And you can, let's see if you can, they're just kind of so stable and they're just so fun. I mean, just seeing the way that they move around in the light, it's so lovely. This place and then this sign is going to go outside. There's like mirrors and stuff. It's just, some of it's structured games with rules and stuff. Some of it is just play. There's this one, Rules and Roberts, which is all about, a diplomatic form of Dungeons and Dragons. Here again, when it's on, there will be a giant screen and showing stuff. Yeah, you see the village, there's the loo. So, yes, and now I'm in the design camp bit. You see, there's a giant thing, and it talks a little bit about it. I've got this game where it was so popular that we need more little slips here, and you read this bit about whether to build this complex or not, and people are reading different people's stories. The idea is that different people's stories shape things differently, but yeah, I kind of felt like it was kind of a case of advantaging the privileged and disadvantaging the unprivileged. So yeah, this seemed to be like, yeah, so this is kind of like a scavenger hunt, and then you go around and then you find things on the pillars, like here you can see little things on the pillars. Um, this is the start of my colouring in game. I see one of them's fallen down. I'm going to pick that up and I will sort these out in a minute. So this is one of the colouring in sheets that people have put a lot of stuff into, and there will be more colouring in sheets going on in the wall. So hopefully today will be busier because it's Saturday. We'll see how it goes. Obviously there's like video games here that are currently turned off. And there's this, which is amazing. Like there's these little robots, if you can see. Yeah, these little robots you can actually control just by putting a mobile phone inside, and then it turns the gears, and these robots actually move through. And so then they've got the camera, and you know it goes through the door, and then it goes over this bridge. And people have created an amazing thing. Like each square was created by a different person. Some of them are better than others. Some of them are kind of, you know, structurally, there's no way that the robots can get up here. But, you know, afterwards, what Russ is going to do is then have a diplomatic vote off, so then people decide which ones to keep. And this is the section for all the creation with the stapler and scissors and lots of cardboard, so people can make stuff. It's like a creation station. There's actually, I'm quite proud of that one being on the wall. That's the one that we made, and it had quite a few more arches earlier. And yeah, this is Chloe's game, rock, paper, scissors, something, where you play rock, paper, scissors, and in every 3 times that you play, someone invents a rule and changes it. This is the end of the Wilfred thing, where, and if you come here, there's a little secret game. And I see that the windows are shut, but it's just delightful. You've got this little box, and then you read these secret envelopes, like 1, 2, 3, one at a time. And it says, remember, there's no rush. It starts here. It's like a quiet game of introspection, and it's just delightful. And like, I just love the amount of variety and everything that people have got. Here, our story, I think they won't mind if I lift this up and show you, like, they've got cards, it's communal storytelling, it's called Colours, about unicorns cooperating, and then you gather resources, but only the unicorns of certain colours are allowed to gather resources. And then we've got secret objectives, which make it seem like a competitive game, but it's actually super cooperative, because the only way you will win is if you all kind of work together. This is Sam's game, which is just lovely. So you see it's in an actual tiny arcade game, arcade cabinet with like this giant tablet thing, but linked to these things. And there's Pia. Polopia. And so this game is kind of a statement about, yeah, flowers versus rocks, about, yeah, the inability to always speak and the inability to always have a voice because figurative rocks are plummeting on you. This is the only one that I've not actually played. power differences in decision making. This one I really want to play. This cabinet has like a bunch of stuff just from everyone who's been here. So there's a few of my games, there's a couple of games from Matteo, some books that we've really liked, anything that we felt reflected us or that we wanted to share. This here is a lovely, I really hope that this properly gets played. It's such a wonderful idea. I almost want to suggest it to Laura Wood for the smoke, if it can be expanded potentially. So this is about one conductor making up rules, and then everyone else is having to obey the rules in order to get points. So the idea is that you have to kind of be part of the system in order to change the system. And it's also kind of just a silly party game. I mean, lots of the best things, I think, they are making a statement, but they are also just tapping into that fun. Here is part two of my bits. So like we've got the pens here, one of the sheets which has a bit more stuff on it, and the rules and colouring in. I can't remember what was. Oh yeah, this was the AI bouncer, and here we've got the forest where people navigate. It's a simple text adventure and then draw stuff. And once they've drawn it, they put it all up on the wall. It was actually me. So, like you see, the little fox and the spider webs, and everyone's drawing different things. So you've got a better idea of what the forest looks like. This is Parteek's project. So it actually says Parteek and Friends, which is super cute. And you can see this beautiful thing. This is another thing for driving a robot through. The question is, who am I? And if you had the phone and like, so the robot would go like that, and then see the creator. And inside the maze, there's all these photos of everyone and all these messages. And yeah, it's a question of like identity and what's going on, and it's also democratic game design, which is lovely. I'm not strictly meant to go through there, so I won't. That's the station, and this is where. Oh, here's the democracy. So this is Matteo's game, Matteo and Pia, I should say. And that's all about people literally exploring, again, kind of like a scavenger hunt, trying to find things, trying to decide what stuff is. Pia, are you happy to be filmed? Yeah. So this is Pia, who I met on Saturday morning, and we worked together, and yeah, made things together, and we hung out, and we had a lovely walk last night. Yeah. And yeah, I'm just doing a tour of everything. This is where you can sort of see the iPads, and there's a program called Downpour made by V, which essentially makes you make a simple little point and click adventure game. And people can create different things to make different. And so this whole part, the camp, is all about creation. And this was honestly one of the best weeks that I've been part of. I'm going to see if I can go through here. I am assuming that I cannot, but who knows? Okay, I can't show you the arcade bits just yet, but let me move on, I guess, to quite on our way. So my question of today, and it doesn't show you these arcade machines that are video games. Some of them are not suitable for younger people, but all of them are super interesting, and I'll try to go around to see if I can. Am I allowed to go around the other way and get into the arcade bit? Yeah. Okay, cool. And then, so I am going to do that. Back in our sun. So question of the day, when was the last time that you were at a festival? And hello J Guard, lovely to see you. And yes, this is me in London at Somerset House. So my question to you is, when was the last time that you saw games being treated as art, because that's the big thing. That's what's happening here, and thanks for joining me. Like, the big thing of Now Play This isn't just to say, hey, here's a bunch of games, but to say, hey, here's a bunch of art, and the art just happens to be games. Do you know what I mean? The point is that all that the festival kind of is trying to raise the profile of games, trying to say that games are art, trying to say, hey, these are amazing things, let's all respect them more, and games are capable of making political statements. Games are capable of provoking emotions. Games are capable of doing some super amazing things. So, yeah, that's the sort of big thing here. J Guard, sorry that it's the realities of streaming on a mobile phone. Frankly, I'm impressed that the mobile phone is working as well as it is. But I'm glad that you are getting to see some of the video. You can see this is like one of the major streets in London, Waterloo Bridge. So if you go across there, you get to Waterloo, which is, I think, it's a pretty big train station. And Stream Elements reminds me to stretch, which I don't need a reminder of since I'm walking around. And yes, J Fool's Guard, when I'm inside, it is kind of like a black spot. I said that, but Seo, my question of the day, when was the last time that you saw games of any sort being respected as artwork? And so, showing you more of the stuff. So this is 12 possibilities to be blocked currently. There's a button mashing game. Yeah, all of these are kind of so beautiful. So this one, you go inside and then you sit down in. Sorry. And then you're speaking into a microphone. This one, there's so many chairs. And then the idea is that the chairs get stacked around according to rules on the blackboard and according to diplomacy. Oh, J Folsgaard says they went to an arts game exhibition in summer 21. That does sound fantastic. I would like to know more about that. Maybe you can send me a wee tweet about what that was. But at this point, I think I've shown you everything that I can. I promise you that there's lots of cool digital games, but they are just closed off, or the one that or turned off at the moment. But yeah, over to you. What are you up to? You can share a button if you want to. So personally, I am going to add some more colouring in sheets to the wall. I'm going to make it look pretty again, add some new rules, colour that in, and then I'm going to just be here generally to be part of the festival, watch people engaging with my stuff, and I'm super excited by that. And maybe even get a play of my Wordy Connections game. What are you up to? Let me know. And now I will recap and wrap up before I finish up. So to recap and wrap up, basically what I'm saying is that this is a pretty gosh darn good festival, and I would encourage everyone to come and check it out. Obviously, if you're very far away, then maybe it's not worth you traveling internationally. I'm not saying everything is up to that level, but hey, if you want to come next year, 2023, and you want to travel in, then maybe combine it with a trip to London. London's a pretty cool city, and also I live here, so you can check me out. J Fool's Guard is going to give the bike some much needed oil and cleaning. I hope that goes well. And yeah, outside here, London, it is so sunny as you can see. I am literally um, wincing because of the sunniness. Yeah, it's just beautiful here, Somerset House, and I'm just excited. The exhibition is going to reopen in 40 minutes, and that's plenty of time to get stuff together, to get my colouring kit sheets up, like to move them around, to change the way it looks, to have a wee bit of a ponder, and just enjoy the day, because now it's actually happening, and I'm actually enjoying this year so much more than last time, which I want to say is 2019. Wow. Yeah, 3 years ago. Wow. Yeah, because 2020 it was skipped because the pandemic just started, and then last year it was skipped because it was still unsafe. But yes, thank you very much, Jay Folsgaard. You have a lovely day yourself, and for now, the only thing to say is remember I am Stuff by Bez, all those things. If you want to check out my streams, like tomorrow, I am going to be at the camp again. I might do another walkthrough, I don't know. Share, spread the word, and just thank you, everyone. But yeah, for my future streams, Monday, I'll be talking to Dave Neal, who does a lot of. You can check out my streams there. For now, there's only one thing left to say, which is bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, bye, everyone. Hello, Jeff Ross. Lovely to see you. And yes, this is it. One last thing. Lots of love for all these things. Seize the power. Seize the power. There we go. Bye bye.